Hey guys, I'm going to do something today that I know lots of you always wanted to know about, and so did I actually. So I'm going to charge my TIPX with HPA and then also puncture CO2 during the same process. So I wouldn't recommend doing this. Granted, I haven't tried it yet either, but so the operating pressure of CO2 is like 800 to 850 at an ambient room temperature. So my garage is probably 17 degrees right now, but say you're outside in 30-degree heat, the operating pressure of this might be 950. So that being said, I am running 1,000. The reason I'm doing 1,000 is I don't think it would be a good idea to backfeed CO2 into the HPA bottle. The HPA bottle is rated high enough to withstand this, but I don't think the regulator is capable of withstanding any sort of strangeness happening to it, freezing or what have you. So 1,000, 850. The plan is this won't go into this. So I'm going to, I'll just charge my my TIPX here first with HPA and fire off a couple shots just to get a baseline. I'm using 9.9 Canada riot balls. And I do have to follow a certain procedure for this because this ASA is self-bleeding. So if I put the CO2 in, pull my trigger to puncture it, it's just gonna piss out my ASA. So I have to charge my ASA first and then pull the trigger and charge the CO2. Yeah, so that's the process. So I'll fire off a couple just to get a baseline. So I'm 3,000 PSI, it's a fresh bottle. And then we'll introduce the CO2 and see what happens. Well, actually, I'll have to degas first, put the CO2 in, regas HPA, and then pull the trigger to puncture the CO2. And hopefully, shit, now that I think about it, it's probably gonna fire off a round, so this definitely probably isn't safe. So I'll make sure I'm pointing at my target for sure. So, well, let's see what she does here. Alright, so we got the rye balls loaded up, HPA is there, safety glass is on, charged. Baseline. This is a 8-inch 684 Lapco. Oop. $2.99. There you go, two. There you go, two. So that's pretty much in line with what I was previously getting. So we will degas this. Now, the interesting part. Wow, that's the tiniest puncture hole I've ever seen. That cartridge damn near didn't puncture. It's literally like a pinhole. Normally they're larger than that, but in any case. Alright, so now we just put a drop of oil on this bad boy because it's been a long time since I actually pulled that cartridge out of there. Yeah. Heck. Dog hairs all over everything here. Alright. There we go. CO2 in. So, I think I'm going to stand in front of the camera just so, yeah. Yeah, I'll stand in front of the camera while I charge. After I charge the HPA and I pull the trigger for the CO2 launch, or puncture, just in case, I'm pretty sure it's going to spit off a round, which is not good. Alright, so, charger up again. HPA is charged. Hopefully you can see what's happening here. Maybe I can stand it a little. Let's see here. Alright. We're not going to chrono this first one, but we're going to see what happens just when I charge the CO2, because I'm pretty sure it's going to fire off an HPA round. And as I suspected it did, but I did see CO2 and I heard a little psst. You might not have heard that on camera, but so let's see what it does. Now we got two gases mixture, CO2, HBA. 299 and 302. $2.99. Well, that settles that. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do. So either HBA is holding back the CO2 kind of in limbo, or they are maybe mixing a little bit, but clearly it didn't give any sort of boost in FPS. And you're just better off to pick one or the other. So I'm going to degas. Now this is where it's going to tell me the CO2 did. I heard it puncture, but I'm going to be able to tell pretty quick when they degas here. So let's see what happens. I'll turn it a little so you guys can see better. Wow, there's a lot more coming out of it that time, but oddly enough, I didn't see any of that frosty cold air that normally you'd see. So, just for kicks, let's make sure she is empty, because don't want any mishaps. So, my HPA is off here. Let's see what she does. And oh, and of note, I have no check valve in my adapter, just so this line would bleed back properly. If I did have a check valve, then possibly yes, it could be still holding CO2. I don't suspect it is, but that's what I want to check anyway. So nope, dead as a doornail. So that's it, guys. CO2 HBA doesn't give you any sort of incredible supersonic hybrid boost, but it was still fun nevertheless.